Hey everybody, just doing a couple of quick checks on my end before we get started here. Give me just a second and we'll get on with it. All right, so um, I think what I'm going to do today is we're going to start a new NeoFly career. And the reason I'm doing this is I had another NeoFly career a while back. I haven't played NeoFly in it's been a really long time. Some of you know that I used to do some NeoFly videos. Did that, moved on to other stuff. Just kind of haven't come back to NeoFly, so it's changed a lot. And there's so much of it's changed that my old career is kind of irrelevant now. So I figured it was time to just go ahead and get a new one going. So, anyways, let's see what Elena's got for us here. What I'm doing, I have the airlines and pilots add-ons, and so I'm starting with that. And one of the reasons I do that, and if you don't know or if you don't have those add-ons, it's you can kind of cheat yourself some money in the early game by doing it this way. So, because what happens is if you have the pilots add-on, you automatically get a pilot and you get his airplane too. Now the newbie airplanes don't sell for full price, but they still get you some money. So I did a little bit of early setup here. I actually started to do this a couple days ago. Because I haven't touched it in a few days, I think I started with 25,000 cash, and now I have 21,300. Um, if you see me looking off to the side here all the time, it's because that's where NeoFly is. So I'm kind of looking at the interface there. Um, Anyways, so I've got the DRR 400 here that I've got my guy in, and Berlin, world-renowned worst pilot in history, is my freebie pilot that comes with my new career, and he's got this 172 Skyhawk G1000, nice airplane, right? Um, but if we sell both of those, we can probably rent a Comanche or something like that. Give us a lot more speed, a little more range, and a lot more cargo capacity, so we can make more money early on. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. First thing I want to do is we got to get rid of old Berlin here because he's he does more damage than good most days. So we'll just go ahead and fire him, and we'll revisit adding pilots later on. I don't really enjoy flying with them too much. They're just kind of like money generators, and I don't think they add a lot to the experience other than money. So I don't really like them. So he's out. Let me make sure I don't have any managers or anything working here. Yeah, let's fire this guy because he's just costing me money for no reason. He's gone, and I think that's it. I don't think I have a home base in this game. Oh, caused an error. I hope that doesn't go. I don't want to quit NeoFly. Let's see if it. No, it's going to die. Okay. Let's get NeoFly up again and we won't push that button. That was an unfortunate thing to have happen. All right. Okay, so back to it here. We're going to go to the hangar. And I want to get rid of both of these airplanes. So let's sell this one. I'm going to sell this one too. And now we have 104,000 in pocket, which is pretty good for rentals. So now let's have a look at the airplane market and see what we can get. All right. Let's see if we can get a Comanche. I've had pretty good luck with those as early game. Oops. Forgot how to spell. Alright, so there's a rental Comanche 69 miles away from here. And yeah, so at this price, see, he's only going to cost us 31,000 deposit to get. So that would leave us with actually quite a lot of money. 104, we can get $1 million airplane for that kind of money. I wonder if there's I don't think the caravan, I think the caravans are like many million. Let's check that. Yeah, caravans are 3 million, and the Kodiak be pretty pricey also. 2 million. There's a 1.9 there. Is there a cheap one in here maybe? Yeah, cheapest one's 1.9. Okay, so we're gonna get the Comanche to get started here. And we'll take this this guy that's over. We'll just have this one transported to us since we got lots of money now. So let's rent that. Yep. Okay. Now we got that. Back to the hangar, load my guy in there. Oh, sorry, that's still at the other airport. So let's get that transported. Where's that darn reposition button? Oh yeah, here. Bring it to the pilot's location. So we'll do that. Thought I did that. You cannot do this while the engine is running. Why would the engine be running? I'm not even in a menu. Aircraft is airborne. How could the aircraft be airborne? Come on. NeoFly, you are really not making me happy today. What's going on here? All right. I'm going to try this one more time, and then if this doesn't work, I'm going to restart NeoFly. I don't want to be messing around with this. This is irritating. It is not in flight. I just bought it. Okay. Bring it to the location. You cannot do this while the engine is running. Well, it's not. Okay, I'm going to restart NeoFly. We'll see if it clears out whatever is going wrong with it here. Not the start I wanted to get early, this early on in the stream. All right, so restarting that. Really. This early on, if I had to, I guess I could just restart the career. I haven't done anything with it anyways, but that means going through and closing all those little Elena tip boxes that pop up all the time. All right. Go to the hangar. Bring it to my location. Yes, I do really want to move it. All right, beautiful. Okay. That was weird. I haven't had that happen before. All right, so we got our airplane. We got our guy in it. We need to find a job. We're in Redmond, Oregon. One of my good place to start for this kind of stuff, I feel like, just because it gives you access to smaller airfields and things. It's, kind of, Redmond's not rural, but it's, not exactly urban either. So not a bad place for this kind of stuff. Let's see what we get. It's been a while. Let's see. Where's the jobs? Oh yeah, they're in here, right? Flight, follow your objectives. That's free flight. Yeah, okay, so oh yeah, up here. All right. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's I'm also not used to having a no rank pilot here. It's like there's no options. So let's see what's going to pay the best. We'll sort these by amount. $4,000 to fly 24 miles. I'll take it. This is passengers. 3. Let's make sure we have everything set proper over here so we're not taking on more than we can. Okay. Where are we going to? Bombay Farms, OG19. I want to take a look at that, make sure that it's got as much runway as we need. Oops. Got it there. Okay, up in Madras, got A, altitude, runway's 2,500 feet. Soft. Should be alright as long as there's no trees there. We should be able to do it. So let's take that one. Load them up. And let's get going. So we come to the job screen here, and for anybody who doesn't know, when you're playing NeoFly, these three things up here are what you need to have to get your mission rolling. So we need to be at Redmond, we need to be in the Piper, and we need 755 pounds of additional load. Okay, so this is the Comanche 84. You need to have the livery correct, so you can see here when it pops up, it says 84 Victor Kilo is the plane we need to get. So let's go in and get set up. Oh, there's our plane, and we want 84 Victor Kilo. That's this guy. Close that up, and we need to set ourselves to Redmond. Redmond is RDM. I didn't bother to check the weather there when I started this, so I hope it's okay. Good, it looks like it's clear. That's going to be kind of a drag if I put us there and then it was a problem. I think they're general aviation. That's the firefighting ramp there, so I guess this is general aviation over here. And let's go. So the only thing we'll need to do, oh, now it's showing we have the weight on board, apparently. That's good. And let's get NeoFly hidden. I should have done that while I was doing the other screens there. Problem with live stream is you have to sit here and wait on the loading screens with me. All right. On the ground at Roberts Field. Joanna's happy with my loadout. And let's see. Okay, so we're going up to OG-19 is the airport we're heading to. So let's go ahead and get the Comanche fired up here and get on with our day. Fuel tanks are on. Master on. I hope I do all this stuff right. I don't remember this plane specifically. I believe we have a fuel pump down here. Come on for a second. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to go rich. Drop full forward. Back the throttle a little bit. Fuel pump for a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5. Waiting for fuel pressure to appear. Coming up now. Alright. Landing gear selector is down. Beacon is on. Master's on. Alternator's on. And let's see if she'll kick over. Oh, we want to prime this one a bit. Oops, that's carb heat. Prime. Give her about 4 squirts. 2, 3, and 4. Good. Mission to both, and oh, it almost kicked. Try that again. Low pressure's coming up. RPM to about 1,000. Seems like she's a little fouled. Whoops, brakes went on.
I know it's going to be a good day when my favorite pilot is working.
Transporter from dispatch. It is passenger mission waiting for you. The boarding will start as soon as you are at the boarding parking.
Just want to kind of blow this fouling out.
Transporter, boarding has started.
Avionics on, nav lights on. This plane, you always want to remember to set the compass.
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on board. Let's go.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
This guy is never set by default. Whoops, turns backwards still. All right. Set to 115. Pop that out. We're good. Do a direct in here so we have a line to follow. We're on OG19. That. Alright. Temperature's still coming up. And while we're waiting here, anybody watching in the future, I want to know, like, I've been trying to play around a little bit with what time to do live streams. If you guys have an opinion on a time that's good for you, drop it in the comments on this video. The YouTube says that most of you watch midday, which surprises me. But you know, I guess by the time you average in the European people and East Coast and everything, it works out to be my midday. I'm Pacific time zone over here, so. You know, but let me know what works for you. I'd like to kind of figure out what time people want to do live streams at. All right. So let's get the ATIS information here so we can. Whoops.
Transporter from dispatch. Mission failed. How could you cheat with me?
I hit the slew button.
Welcome back, Captain. It looks like the weather is perfect for flying.
Oh, good. She's going to reset easily, it looks like. Let's go back to.
From dispatch to transporter.
Yeah.
Let's take these passengers to their destination.
Yeah, let's. Okay. That was a silly mistake on my part.
Captain, we have opened the gates for boarding. The passengers are on their way.
Numbers 126 at 4. Already have the barrow. I think 126 works out real
Transporter
nice.
from dispatch. All passengers on board. You can ask for the clearance to take off.
Because we're right near that runway.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Alright. If there's anything else I've forgotten here, we don't need anything right now. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. Working brake off. quick run up here just to make sure this engine's not going to give us any more attitude. Magnetos. Right. Are you kidding me? It seems like it's got a failed magneto. Oh, for crying out loud. I have to adjust the rate that this airplane throws failures. This stuff's getting... It's like... There's so many of them, it's not even fun to play with. Carbide. Carbide's good. Exercise the prop. Drop, manifold pressure increase, and oil pressure. All good. Let me see if it'll let me just repair this silly little failure right now, because that's just ridiculous. Oh, that's the exterior. We need the engine panel. It's here. Back. This says both magnetos are good. Well, it doesn't really align with what we saw, does it? Let's check that again. 1700 or 1690. Magnetos to both. Left. Okay, we see a drop. Magnetos both. And to the right. Okay, I think what happened was I'm using my my button board, and I think it didn't take that I went back to both, and so it was just staying on the one magneto, and that's why it was acting like making me think there was one failed. It looks like we're all right. Oh, we'll go ahead and pull the throttle back, and let's get out of here. Your flaps. Propeller fully forward. We're going to check mixture real quick here. Should have done that before I came on the runway. Kind of a mid-altitude airport, so we want to trim for full power before we go.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
And let's see. Get turned on heading here in a minute. Get some altitude first. Flaps up. Off the power here after we get the initial climb done. That should cool down pretty quick. And wrench it a little bit just to help it cool. Alright, let's see. Let's get zoomed out a little bit here. And more or less us on course here. Kind of relaxing the climb and let that engine cool. Okay, so we stopped getting the cylinder head temperature warning, so that's good. This plane's really temperamental about that, I've noticed. Like by the time you get it tuned up and really running right, everything starts to want to overheat. So we've got our course indicator now working on our HSI here. I was just changing. I had the CDI set to radio nav instead of GPS. And let's see. Why are we not tracking? Alright, so the destination's not far away, 21 miles. We'll be there in no time. I've never been into this little airfield before. It's a dirt strip or a grass strip. I'm hoping that we don't have the usual Microsoft deciding to put tall trees right at the end of the runway or something. That is always what happens. And we're just doing this is NeoFly. We've got a passenger flight going on here, so we're carrying in theory 3 passengers that for some reason want to go to this podunk little farm. And this is the first flight on this new career. Flying around this part of Oregon. It's got pretty dramatic scenery, like the gorge here, you know. It's just cool to look at. I mostly hand fly on these short flights. Kind of enjoy the flying part of Flight Sim and don't like to autopilot too much. Some of the planes are a little too unstable for hand flying, really. This one's not one of them. It tends to do a pretty good job of just settling right in on a nice, once you get it trimmed, it just does what it's supposed to do. It's a nice airplane. Up on 6,500 feet here. I'll level here. Miles to go. Burn through this real quick. So overshot my altitude a little bit. Where we want it. things that I mentioned a minute ago, I want to mention again for anybody who might watch in the future. I'm trying to work out what's the best time for live streams for you guys, or what kind of content you might like to see. It's kind of new territory for me, so I'm just kind of winging it here. But yeah, I don't really know what's best as far as what you want or what time you want it at. YouTube gives me some kind of what I believe is kind of false numbers that suggest that most of my viewers are watching midday my time, which could be true for Europeans. You know, it's evening over there. But yeah, really like to get some sort of idea which way to do it. So if you're not watching live and you want to comment on that in the comments on the video, I'd really appreciate it. It'd help me out. 8 miles to go. We're just gonna have to scope this place out when we get there. It's a little farm type airfield, so those ones you just sort of fly over and see what they look like usually. NeoFly tells me only that it is a 2,500 foot runway at 2,300 feet altitude, so that all sounds doable, but yeah, no idea how it's laid out. Glad we're not going over the hills, man. Look at those clouds over there. Eesh. Alright, since we know we're going down to 2,300 feet, I'm going to pull the power way back here, get a descent going. We are only 5 miles out at this point. Right, NeoFly. Well, yeah, and you can see on the map on the 750 also. It's just this side of the river. The river's right along here. I think it's going to be an east-west runway. Right around there. Based on I'm looking at the map here on NeoFly, where you can kind of get the Bing Maps version of things. It's not a clearly defined little airfield. As a matter of fact, it's more of just a field. But I think that this building on screen, this building here, I think is the one we're looking at. So we'll do a low pass, check it out, and if it seems like the right place, then that's where we'll land. That's definitely the spot. I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of obvious runway here. NeoFly just defines a box, so I think it just counts the whole field here as good. We'll fly over here, see if there's any kind of a windsock down there, anything like that. Can't use that view here. That looks like a road, not a runway. Power lines on the west side here, so we want to watch out for that. Well, that wasn't particularly helpful, so we will come back around, take one more look. Based on the winds at Redmond, I think winds there were out of 120. Sorry for those jerky views. I have a thumb hat that gives that snap view, but it's getting a little flaky. I have this one that I can do. I have an Xbox controller on here that lets me do that panning view. Alright, so there's the building. Yeah, so I'm just going to use this field as I please, I guess. I'm going to land north-south, I think, because the power lines there are kind of troubling. I don't know if this used to be a runway here. Just barely see a pattern there. Might be. But it doesn't look like it matters too much. This is the kind of stuff that should matter a lot more in Flight Sim 2024. Alright, so... yeah, I'm going to go up north here and we'll land to the south. You know the wind is roughly out of 120. Notch flaps in, gear down. Terrain here. Look at the way it drops off. Awesome. Get a little bit of a sink as you come over that. Actually, with the wind coming, yeah, that's probably what that was. All right. Second notch flaps. Lots of room. Everything looking good. Kind of intended to set NeoFly for hard runways only while I'm flying this airplane, but whatever. It's not exactly a bush plane or anything, but it'll do fine on this kind of stuff. I'm gonna take it a little further down toward that road because NeoFly has the airport as being more down there, so I don't want to set down too far up here. Just beyond where this building is on the there. It's kind of aim point, something like that, only along here. Flaps down, gear down. That was a weird trim runaway there.
That was a harder landing than we like to see, pilot.
Sure was. Harder landing than I like to see, too.
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're in parking. This will work just fine. Alright. Let's get the engine nice and stable here. We'll shut everything down and get our points for this one. Alright.
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
All right. Let's see how we did here. Let's get the NeoFly up. It's not showing you the whole window here. Let me just,
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on the bus. Check that they haven't forgotten anything. Have a nice day.
what bus? Be realistic here, Elena. Okay, that's what we did
Everything
here.
is on board.
Sorry for having that off screen. I didn't think. Okay, so we got we got busted for taxi speed because I forgot to turn on the lights, so no big deal. Landing lights, yeah, landing lights off, right? So we got a little minor ding there. Landed a little hard because, yeah, and that little trim runaway, so pilot excuses, am I right? Alright, reputation went up slightly. Passenger satisfaction wasn't impacted either way. Stress respect, 6 points experience there. Plus 20 experience, plus, I thought there was another, 10 point for the passenger mission. So that was a short flight, so not a whole lot of pay and not a whole lot of experience in the deal, but better than nothing. Let's see what we can get from here. Alright, so drop zone. Don't really want to do those. This one's going back to Bend. That's paying one. Sort these by pay. Okay, so drop zone ones pay the most. But I want to stick with passengers for now. So we're going to take this one going to, I believe BDN is Bend. 400 pounds, 2 passengers. Boy, they're heavy like me. 33 miles, 4,000 bucks. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, Bend. Okay. We'll accept that.
Hello, pilot. Your passengers are waiting for you. Let me know when we can send them.
And then she sends them whether I let her know or not. Because that's how she rolls.
Transporter, boarding has started.
There they are. Alright, get this screen back to here. So I need to add 362 pounds. Which we can do with the tablet here. So put one of them up front. Make them 200 pounds each because that's about what it said they were. You can be a little heavier, and then we'll put another one in the back.
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on board. Let's go.
Okay, I got more than we really need here, so I'm gonna make this backseat passenger a little smaller for weight and balance reasons. Alright, that looks good. Close that up. Let's get this thing fired up, head on down to Bend. Alright, so fuel's on. Never did take the flaps up. Let's put those up. We'll put one notch down because we're on a soft field. Won't need to prime the engine because it's still warm. Master's on, alternators on, avionics are off, beacons on. Okay, so full rich, prop full forward. Actually, we're at 3,000 feet. I'm going to pull the mixture back a bit. 2,300 feet. This thing is so prone to fouling. Shouldn't need to prime anything. Should just be able to crank it up and we should be ready to go. How it behaves. Come on, you know you want to. Oh, I don't have the ignition on. Okay, magneto's on. Yeah, it'll never start like that. There we go. That helped a lot.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
About 1,000 RPM. going to taxi back and take off heading south as we did before. We're going to get the avionics on. This time we'll remember to put navs and landing lights on. And we're going to put in a new direct. To K, B, D, N. Enter. Activate. Alright. Got that on the map. Bill, thank you. All right, let's roll back a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. Hey man, just saw your message there. Sorry, I was kind of in the middle of that startup. You continued, accept and continue a mission in Neo without going back to the main menus and getting a start airport and destination. It will. Hang on, just one second. Let me get my act together here, so I'm sorted out, and I'll address that. So you do need to go out to the you do need to go into the menu. You don't have to go out of the flight sim to do it. If you're staying in the same plane, NeoFly is going to assume that you're taking off from the airport you're at. So no need to no need to get out of the plane. The only time you'd have to get out of the plane and go back to the Microsoft main menu is if you're changing aircraft for some reason. Rough out here. Gonna be a bumpy ride getting this thing in the air. I think we got enough room though. So like I think the second part of the question you're asking there is to do with setting the destination. I don't really use the flight planner that's built into Flight Sim. It's kind of clunky, honestly, so I just set my own navs and work it out, you know. So like I don't know if you were watching a second ago when I did that, but I just plugged it, in this case I'm using the 750 here, and I just plugged in a new direct to my next location. Okay, so we'll do another real quick run up since this airplane is failure prone. I want to make sure I have my mixture where I want it. It's good. Magnetos. I'll drop back up. That's good. And down. And that's good. And back to full. Back to prop. And a full increase RPM drop and oil pressure drop. Okay, everything's good there. Back to 1,000 RPM and get ready to go. I want to verify my compass is roughly correct. It's not. Let's see. Looks like its true heading's about 170, so we want to adjust the HSI to 170. All right. Yeah, if you're comfortable working with the avionics, it's a lot faster than going out to the menus. Okay, soft field, so we want lots of back pressure on the yoke, get the front wheel off so it doesn't get into a rock. Then we'll get into ground effect and accelerate, level, and ground effect until we get our climb speed. And up we go.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Destination's basically straight ahead here. So let's do a slight turn. Needle pointed the right way. Gear up, flaps up. Should have been doing that before. Alright. long you been using NeoFly? I kind of got out of it for a while myself, so I'm just sort of reacquainting myself with it. Okay, again, we get the cylinder head temperature warning, so I'm going to enrich it a bit. Back off. Trim down a little bit so we can get a normal climb going here. Yeah, I had On Air for a while. I can't get into that one. It's like, it has the subscription fee as a little bit of a downer, but that'd be all right if the online component was a little bit more active. But it's like, you're never really sure, like, if anybody's playing on the same, world as you are, at the same time or anything. There's, it's like the economy feels kind of weird to me, and I feel like they kind of missed an opportunity there to make it a little bit more social, because if it was, I think it would be worth the money. But just to have this kind of perception of an online thing but not really have any online interaction, I just don't get much from it. So that's why I started using this instead. And then we'll see what Microsoft manages to do with the concept here in another month or so, I guess. Pretty sure they'll manage to screw it up, because they always do. But, we'll give them a chance. All right, 4,500 should be good. Let's level it off here. The RPM a little bit, let the plane accelerate. Yeah, I think that's to be expected with the bugs. I was so disappointed with some of the early the voices that they were using. I'm hoping that the voices for the characters are just placeholder stuff, and that the AI is going to be, better. Because I think when you're, considering all the resources that Microsoft have available to them, why they aren't able to have better AI voices than like Beyond ATC has, it's kind of inexcusable. They have all that Azure cloud stuff that they could point at an AI and get the kind of power, the horsepower to do that in built in. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I am really looking for it, since I like mostly small planes. I'm really looking forward to all the little details on the ground and stuff, because this is the kind of flying I like to do. And I think for guys who like to do this kind of stuff, it's going to be a big step forward. It feels like everybody in the world got access to that, to the demo, and I'm the only person on Earth who hasn't had a chance to play it. It feels like. Trying to get the plane to settle back down here. It lofted up to 5,000 feet when I wasn't paying attention. So come on back down. yeah, it's hard right now for me to. I have this weird behavior where when something new is coming, I want the new thing. You know, it's like this one's not good enough anymore. I've seen what the new one looks like. Let's just fast forward to that. It's kind of like I do the same thing if I like buy an upgrade for my computer and I'm waiting 2 or 3 days for it to show up. I don't even want to play until the new pieces show up. They're not good enough anymore. I went through a little bout of that just recently here because I finally in preparation for 2024 I upgraded the video card, and yeah, I just didn't want to touch anything until the new video card showed up. Let me see if I can get a map up here for you guys to see more or less where we are. Won't help you unless you're familiar with Oregon, but better than nothing. It's a little small. So yeah, just ahead of us is Redmond, so that's Central Oregon. It's actually where I started from today. And we'll be going just beyond that down to Bend, which it's up here. Yeah, is this one. And that'll be a paved strip instead of this little place we were dealing with. Actually, I need to look. Redmond and see, their Class D comes up to 5,600 feet. So we're going to be, well, if the plane would stop ballooning on me, we'd be below that. So I want to avoid that airspace. Turn a little bit west here to sort that out. My ask for everybody here today is, and I feel bad for anybody who watches this in the future because they're going to hear me ask it over and over again, but I'm trying to get a feel for when the best time is for people for watching streams. I've been playing with some different times and I get different results. Sometimes even if I do 2 different streams on the same day at the same time, I get completely different results. So I'm trying to figure out what drives people to show up as far as time or content or whatever people want it, you know, what's everybody looking for. If anybody has a comment on that, you know, either put it in the chat or in the comments. Because I want to start getting more people in here, because me talking to myself is not anywhere near as good as when I get some interaction with anybody who happens to show up and want to talk. That makes for much better watching for everybody, and more fun for me, more fun for you, hopefully. I think once I get up here to Bend, I'm going to shut down for the day. We have 17 miles to go. So yeah, 17 miles to go, and I think Alina's going to pay us $4,000 for this short trip, so that'll be fine. And right now, just trying to stay west of Redmond's Class D, since we're low enough that we would be inside of it. My altitude keeps ballooning here. I get this darn thing to come down and stay down. Back down. So yeah, we'll just skirt just outside their Class D. That Class D goes up to 5,600. We want want to stay out of there. And we're going to Bend, which is right down here. Bend is at 3,400 feet, so kind of a mid-altitude airport. And if we can get the plane to stay at 4,500 like I keep asking it to do, we'll basically show up there at pattern altitude. Winds seem to be out of the south when we're up here in Redmond. We'll see what we get when we get down there. Reset my direct on the 750 here once we get to where I'm confident we're going to be outside of the D the whole way around Redmond. I have airspace showing on my details here. Remember how to do that. Max details. I don't know. Still getting used to the 750. I don't normally fly with sophisticated electronics like that, so I'm still kind of getting a feel for how it works, and I like it. It's nice. Touchscreen does everything you could dream of, but sometimes it's a little too much. An interesting little neighborhood here on the side of this hill. Redmond Airport over there. Alright, so I'm gonna, basically beam Redmond now, so I know we're not going to get into their delta, so I'm going to go ahead and reset this direct. Somebody knows a faster way to do this, please do tell. And activate. Now we'll realign our magenta line to us here. So 10 miles to go, almost done. Going to be landing at Bend, Oregon, Central Oregon. Need to get the weather over there. This feels like it's getting a little gustier as we go along here, so let's see what we can find out. That's only 10 miles away. There it is. All right. And let's see, we want automated weather. Observation 163 at 4. Okay, so winds are out of the south at 4. Visibility 10, 10,000 scattered. Yep, nothing too exciting there. Altimeter 3007. All right. Got the altimeter. We'll just stay 4,500 feet right on in there. So I'm going to kind of take the straight in into Bend, which of course would probably piss off everybody in the neighborhood because it's a relatively busy little uncontrolled field, honestly. And normally, you know, you'd join the pattern, but I need to get finished up here, so we're gonna shortcut it, make everybody mad. Six miles to go. Should have the field in sight up here. believe that's it right there. Yeah, I can see the blinking lights now. So we're going to come over in the vicinity of this this little pond and whatever that is that I can't quite make out. I'm going to use that as our approach point. See if I can screw up this landing real pretty. Get the charts up anymore. Yeah, it's feeling a lot more. The ATIS says it's only 4 knots, but I keep getting bounced around. It could just be thermals out here. Pretty dry. It can get pretty warm up here. Let's see what we get. Miles now. And runway's right here if you don't see it. We'll start getting slowed down once I get over the pond here. Start pushing the propeller forward, slow it down. Waiting for the speed to come down so I get some flaps in. Alright, we're in the white arc, flaps, landing gear, carb heat on. The approach about 85, I think. I don't remember with the Comanche. It's been a while since I've flown it, honestly. Let's see how we do. Come on, slow down. Snap your flaps in. 90 knots is good for here. Slow down a little more as we get closer. Oh, below the glide slope. People who watch me know that when we're doing this VFR stuff, I don't mind being high up, but getting below the slope is never okay. Keep it coming up. There we go. I got a red and a white down there, so that's good. Little crosswind, not much. Happy with my speed at 80. Just gotta try and stop getting knocked around here. This thing properly lined up. Low again. Alright, we're past the last of the trees, so I'm no longer looking at the lights. I'm just getting my aim point. Feels like more wind than it is. Woo, woo, woo.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
That would have been a go around, but I'm done for today, so we'll just put it down.
Transporter from
that didn't go
dispatch.
well at all.
Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
I don't know what happened there. It just started dancing a lot. And I must admit I wasn't really prepared for that. Alright. Flaps up. Taxi up to the next taxiway here. See how much damage to my reputation that beautiful landing did. Carb heat off. Keep rolling. Come on. Keep rolling. Probes off, landing lights off. Flaps are up. I think there's a, yeah, there's some parking right there. Oh, that got exciting. I'm always talking about how easy it is to land this plane, and then I do that, right? It's beautiful. Alright, we'll park it right here. Brakes on. Nav lights off. Avionics off.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
Mission off. Defense. Master. The fuel, because we're done for the day. Alright, let's get NeoFly up and we'll see what the damage is here. You can see it right there. Alright, let's see.
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on the bus. Check that they haven't forgotten anything.
I'm sure they're
Have a nice
happy
day.
to be on the bus at this point. Alright, so we got 10 points, which was the base for the mission. We got a
Everything is on board.
$4,100. Airport fees here are $200. So we got 30 points for the flight time experience plus the 10, so 40 there. We got a payload realism bonus of 4. I need to do the certification. This is a brand new career. I need to do the certification, get my stars up on the so I can get better bonuses. Forgot that I hadn't done that. Security 7. Satisfaction, no increase there, no surprise, but my crew did get a slight increase, so that's good. That pretty much finishes it up for this one. I hope you guys have had some fun. It's always good to get a chance to laugh at my poor landing. Nothing else, right? So yeah, I guess we'll call it a day with that, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the other Kurt, apparently, who showed up in here to ask some questions earlier. Anybody has any comments on what we've done or any questions, or if you want to talk to me about other live stream topics that would be fun for me to cover, put them in the comments. I'm really looking for some hints on what you guys want to see in that regard. So definitely let me know, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by.